Hi, this is Stacy Bishop, and this is part 2 for administrators. We're going to be talking about the difference between technology use and technology integration. So just like any good teacher, I made a graphic organizer. Here's our Venn diagram. And let's look at some of the things that might give us an idea of what we're looking at when we walk into a classroom. So again, this is just visual things that might give you a clue as to what's going on. They are not an end-all be-all list by any means. Students are on computers. Using technology would be the first step in making this decision. Technology use. So if you walk in and every single kid in that classroom is on ST Math or Lexia or iReady, kind of lumping these all together as an AI program, that's technology use. And we're going to talk a little more about that later. If you see students working on research or a project as part of PBL, that's technology used to enhance the learning. So that's integration. AI scripted programs definitely have a time and place. They are great for stations and interventions and extra work, and I'm already done with my regular work, but the whole class should not be on them at the same time. If you see the teacher at their desk or in the front of the room, probably not great integration. If the teacher is working with a small group or an individual has been identified as needing extra help or extra challenge, you might be looking at an integration scenario. Or the teacher's circulating, it really could be either. But here's the big thing I want to emphasize. If computers are the only thing that are teaching, you're looking at technology use. If ST Math and Lexia and iReady are doing the teaching, not the teacher, they're doing the teaching, that's technology use. If you see computers enhancing and reinforcing the learning, then we're looking at technology integration. The teacher is still teaching. Then they are using technology to reinforce skills to make that learning experience better. That's the big difference. So we're going to look at some pictures and pretend you just walked into this classroom, and you're going to see what you can see, and I will give you my interpretation of the answer. Granted, we don't know this whole story, we don't have lesson plans, all of that thing. So this is really just right off the bat, what do you see? I said no, this is not technology integration. Just putting things up on a projector does not make technology integrated. You can still show movies on a VCR or a film strip if you want to. But there are a lot of computers in this room. Unfortunately, no one's using them. I said yes, this is technology integration. I'm kind of under the impression that this is station work, or all of these kids are working on a similar objective. Probably something about self-expression. We have kids drawing. We have a couple kids on computers. But they are using the computers to enhance the learning experience or to show their work in a different way. So yes, this is integrated into the curriculum. I give this one a no. This is the Lexia ST Math iReady scenario. They're all in the same program. They're all letting the program do the teaching and following along. Meanwhile, there's not actual human teaching going on, or it's not part of a bigger project or teaching scenario. This is a yes. This is one of my favorite ones. I'm pretty sure it's a kindergarten class. So obviously they're in stations, and a big station in kindergarten is word work. So if you see over here, there's a girl doing what I can assume are phonics flashcards, probably a sorting activity of some sort. And then you have the girl at the computer, and it really looks like she's typing her name, which is a fantastic thing for kids that are learning letters. Having to find those letters on the keyboard, having them appear on the screen, is amazing for putting together words and putting together writing. It gives them a different way to express the letters that they know. So this is integrated into the curriculum. It is part of word work. It is working on her letter recognition skills during a station on a computer. So using technology to enhance skills is definitely technology integration. This one took me a minute. So at first I was like, wow, they must be doing little projects. This looks great. And maybe they are. I obviously don't have a lesson plan in front of me. I can't tell you what they're actually doing. But what I do see is I see a teacher here and I see a teacher in the back of the room not engaging with students and not being the teacher in the room. Could this be individual project time? Maybe. At first I thought they were working in pairs, but if you can see, she has a phone, he has a tablet, so they all have their own device and are clearly doing something independently. This is a great example of a specialist class. I'm assuming it's art. They all have different pictures. They're doing some sort of editing, probably Photoshop, but you can tell that this is part of a bigger project. Everyone's not doing the same thing. They're all kind of completing the same sort of task, but they've chosen different pictures. They're going about it different ways. They're letting their creativity show. So this is definitely some sort of project and definitely technology integrated into the art curriculum. So before I show you what I picked, I want you to know that this was a solid maybe, and I'm going to tell you why. I chose it because I had to think about it, and I want you to know too. My assumption is that they are all in the same program. In my dream scenario, they're all like doing a cool science lab or something. So why did I say this is technology integration if they're all sitting on the same program? Couple things. One, they're working in pairs. So now not only is this completing a task on the tablet, they have to work with a partner. They have to navigate the social skills. They have to talk out their reasons for doing something to convince the other person that that's the right answer. Also, you have the teacher here in the middle who's working with a small group. Maybe they need extra support, maybe they need extra challenge, maybe they just can't figure it out. They've got papers on their desk also, which leads me to believe that this is part of a bigger lesson. But kind of the group work dynamic really convinced me that this was more of an integration work than just computer use. This one's a big no. He's just using the interactive whiteboard as a whiteboard. Clearly, you can just use the whiteboards that are on either side to accomplish the exact same thing. You don't need the technology to accomplish this task, so sorry, not technology integration. I gave this one a no. There's a couple different reasons why I thought that. This could be a simple walkthrough of how to get on whatever website. But all but one of the people, and I'm assuming it's because he's not paying attention, they're all on the exact same website. So they're just following along this instruction piece by piece. There's no exploratory, the technology is not enhancing the learning, the technology is the learning. And maybe they're learning how to format a Word document, which eventually you have to do to write in Word. But just this simple rote follow along, click here, everybody gets the same answer is not really using the technology to enhance or reinforce learning. And here's the classic one. Yes, there's computers on their desk. She has her phone in her hand. The guy in the back is using a computer. They're not using the technology for anything. It's just there. It's taking up space on a desk. So not technology integration. So I hope you got some of them right. I hope that maybe this would lead to a discussion and show that there is no right or wrong answer. It's what you think when you walk in. But as part of this course, you're going to develop checklists of what to look for when you go in. So I hope that this gave you a better idea of what you're going to want to put on your checklists.